lullaby, remember, running free as a child with red cheeks, sinking into the snow with small feet. Longest day.
Hey everybody, it's me again. The last time I was out, I did some video. I realized the top of my case there that protects my camera was kind of getting in the way of the lens and whatnot, a little bit in the corners. I want to stress to everybody, my camera is inside of a plastic box that protects the snow from getting all over it and damaging it. So this plastic box has to be worked on a little bit so that it doesn't wobble in the wind. So it's going to make noises like whatever plastic noise it's going to make. It's flexing with the wind. The other thing too was I had the shroud here a little low, so that was in the last video. Okay, so I do this solo. I don't have somebody behind the camera running this, so things are a little more difficult for me. I'm gonna try to loosen the camera up and point it down a little bit. Oh, a little too much loose. When you're doing things backwards instead of being in front, you're in back, you get messed up as to which way to go. Okay, so counterclockwise. All right, so here's the deal. I don't know what the camera's looking at, so I have to come way out here. All right, hopefully I'm in the camera. So I'm going to take my tape measure and I'm going to measure where I'm at. Where I'm at now, there was no snow before the storm. Okay? I can't get snow to stay on the measuring tape, but I just measured 3 inches of snow. Okay, 3 inches where I'm at on a sidewalk that was totally completely clear earlier. I'm going to go out in the background, far away from the camera, and go take another measurement. So hang in there. Alright, so the snow is fluffy. I want to stress that. Okay, it's a fluffy snow, but it's also a wet snow. So it was like 3 and 3 1/4, but it's tough to get an accurate measurement. Okay, now, what kind of snow do we have here? All right, can we make a snowball out of it? Absolutely. Very easily we can make a snowball out of this. Again, the wind is blowing the shroud that's over my camera that protects the snow from damaging it. So if you hear the thing wobbling, that's the noise. I will work on making that a little more stable, but it's better to have that than to have a camera that shorts out and doesn't start up because it's full of snow or water or whatever, because I've had that happen before. And I'm also yelling because I don't have a microphone out here with me to send my voice to the camera. Okay, so I do have a snowball, completely, totally solid. Okay, this is not powdery. This is actual packable snow. So that means it's got some moisture content to it. That means there's humidity in the air and moisture in the air, making the snow more packable, more wet than if it was a dry type of situation. So again, I have my tape measure with me, and I will, the theory, everybody says, hey, but Bruce, I got a foot of snow. Where are you getting your numbers from? Oh, whatever, it's fine. Okay, where you're at, you got a foot. Where I'm at, I got 3 inches of snow, and that's just the way it is. It depends on where you're at. I'm also very close to the coast of Long Island Sound, very close to it. In fact, I'm just a little over 1.5 miles off of Long Island Sound and the open Atlantic Ocean. So I'm going to go back out here again. And every measurement I take is 3, and a couple of them there I just did were up to almost close to 4. So because the snow is the type of consistency that it is, it's going to be all over the place. Now I'm going to try something here. I love tape measures that just pop back in when you don't want them to. Okay, so I'm going to try to do something. And understand, I don't know what the camera's looking at. So I'm going to try something up here. If you give me a minute, hold on. First thing we got to do is make it so I can do the tape measure over this device. If I can get it to lock in. What is this tape measure anyways? We got to get a real McCoy. All right. So, I doubt you can see where that is. Okay. I can't tell you what the camera's looking at. It's probably looking at the sky. It's probably looking at the ground. And the wind is blowing. So, I'm trying the best of my ability for you to be able to see what the hell this ruler or tape measure is saying. Okay? It's not saying anything. It's actually showing something. So it's saying, it's saying 3 inches. Okay? 3 inches, 3 inches. All right? It's showing a measurement of 3 inches. Now, listen, folks. When you don't have money to pay people to do this kind of stuff, they don't want to do it. It's an industry where people think you're entitled to $50 an hour for nothing. Okay? So it's not like I can get somebody out here to run a camera for me without paying them $1,000 just to come out here, which is ridiculous. Because I'm not making any money doing this. And I know people say, yeah, sure, you're a business, you're a company, you're a corporation. WFPN Radio is not a corporation. We never claimed to be. Okay? It's just an internet radio station that I created and put on the internet and created a presence on Facebook as a social media content provider. But am I making any money out here in the snow right now? No, I'm not. That is unless you donate money to a to a PayPal account that I have set up, and it's on our Facebook page up there somewhere underneath the profile photo, a link to go and donate to us. Okay, when you donate, it goes to me, not to any corporation, and it helps me provide better equipment for what I do. Okay, don't mean to be long-winded, but sometimes you got to explain this to people because they think we're the Weather Channel. They think we're a big corporate radio station. There's radio stations all across the United States of America. Okay, and what I'm not knocking those corporations. I get along good with Hall Communications, which has stations in Norwich and London and surrounding areas. I get along with Full Power Radio and their radio stations. I get along with everybody. I'm not here to compete with anybody, even though people feel I'm a competition, or people feel they have to compete with me and belittle me and put me down and try to get people to like what they do and not like what I do. Okay, that's not how you win in this game. You win in this game by just doing what you do because you're happy to do it. And if it costs you money to do it, then you do it. So that's the bottom line. I'm sorry I long-winded everybody with that. But there's a come a time when everything you see on WFPN's Facebook page, along with the bad words that people got to say about us, okay, this ain't about making money. This is just doing things because I like doing it and I enjoy doing it, okay? Not to the contrary of people that sit there and say, you know, well, you know, that guy over there in Groton, that Bruce Fontaine that lives in a trailer park, okay, that's just animosity. That's just, he can't win doing it the right way. He's got to do it by slandering people. And that's not how I play this game. I play this game by providing what I provide for you. And if people want to badmouth me, so be it. I got to take all the bad with the good. And that's the way it is. So thank you for listening to my sermon. Let me go back out in the background here. It's still snowing a little bit here. And again, 3 inches of snow. That's where my feet are. That's where my feet are. Oh my goodness, what a... So, why do I look around a lot? When you're out here, and you notice I do a lot of this, look that way, it's because I'm looking for things of interest. that's what you do when you do, you know, investigative reporting, is you look around to see, hey, there's something I want to capture on camera. So I do a lot of this looking around to see what's going on. So when I watch my videos of myself and they say, yeah, look at Bruce, he's doing this. But what Bruce doesn't do is get on this camera and say, whoa! Would you believe that? That wind almost knocked me down. It was 1,000 miles an hour wind. All right. Okay. So with that being said, thank you for watching this portion of my video. I'm sorry it's so long-winded, but sometimes I have to introduce myself to people and get an understanding of where you and I are and at what level we're at. I'm out here in the snow doing this video because I want to. Not because I'm making money off of it. It's because I want to. But if you want to donate, donate. No problem with that. All right, let's go look around and see what's going on in my community here and your community too. Okay? You know, back behind me there is a CVS pharmacy here in Groton. It's one of those very few that stays open all night. I'm looking back and I only see one car in the parking lot. And for this time of the night, that's unusual. It is currently 10:42 p.m. Eastern Time Zone right now on February the 22nd, 2026. Okay? So, let's kind of look around. Here we got a plow. Don't mind that noise. Yeah, I'm trying to keep that shroud above the camera from getting in the view of the lens. I can see it here and there dropping down. But that's what you're seeing at the top of the screen occasionally. So it is picking up here in the snow again. I also want to stress, there is an opening on the side of this contraption for my hand, and when I talk into that, you can hear me. When I don't talk into it, maybe my voice goes back behind, like it's in a, like I'm in a can or something, because there's no openings on the left and rear. So we're going to come over here to the right hand side of the box where my hand goes in, and my voice will travel into the box and sound. Hey, we got a shopping cart up here in the pile. Let me move the camera a little bit. Oop. I don't know if you can see that. There's a shopping cart sitting up there. Yeah. Uh-huh. Alright. I'm going to do something crazy. Hopefully somebody doesn't come along and mess with my camera. Look at this. I fell down in. You can't see me. Alright. Yeah, like I say, when you got nobody to run the camera, you can't see what happened to me. So let's try to bring the camera down a little bit like that. Just bear with me here. Yes, we can be seen. So what I want to do is I want to step up here and go and get to this shopping cart. And I kind of Now down into the snow a little bit. Look at me. Let's go up. And here we got a shopping cart. And what happened, I don't know if the camera can see it, what happened was the plow plowed the shopping cart up into the pile of snow. So you can see it right there. At least I think you can. Let's try to mess with this a little bit. Okie dokie. So here's the deal. It's really difficult to do all this solo. I'm going to run the camera over this way. Usually when I upload these videos, I don't edit them. You know, I clip them together, that's about it. But anyways, let's mess around with the measuring tape over here. Let's see. I'll be damned, it's 3 inches in this driveway here that leads into what they call Groton Shoppers Mart. Okay, so I walked out of the range of the camera because I wanted to check something. 3 inches. Why am I getting 3 inches here all the time? Okay, I get it. You other people out there are going to be telling me you got a foot, you got 6, 8, 10, 14. Okay, it all depends on where you're at and what's going on with the bands of snow up in the sky above your location. Okay, the point is, do you have a heavy band? Talk a little better like this. If you have a heavy band that goes over you, the snow intensity is going to pick up. It may not really be happening here right now. And I don't have radar with me, so I have no idea where those heavy bands are setting up. It could be all in western Connecticut. But again, I'm going to go way out here in the background. Three and a half inches. So you see, 3 inches to 3.5 inches. There's a big difference, a ½ inch right there. So it all depends on where you're at and what's going on right now. Yes, it's snowing right now, but it's not snowing with great big wet flakes right at this moment in time. It's just leisurely snowing. All right, sound like I'm out of breath, am I? Okay, so anyways, hopefully that shroud isn't getting into the top of the lens there. But like I say, I can't control that because I'm not at the camera. You see somebody plowing a parking lot here of the Groton Shoppers Mart. Alright? Let's look across the street over there where Groton Pizza Palace is. And at Chelsea Groton Savings Bank. Alright, I'm almost out of battery power here, so I'm going to cut this video for now, and we'll come back out later. Let's take a quick look. I'm walking with the camera on a tripod here. Let's take a quick look at Route 1 here in Groton. Okay, people, I'm going right out into the middle of the road. So bear with any sound effects or any noise or whatever, because I don't want to stand in the road any longer than I have to do this video, because you never know when somebody's going to sneak up behind you. And even in weather like this. Okay, so with that being said, maybe before my next storm I'll get the shroud worked on a little bit and make it a little sturdier so it doesn't wibble and wobble so much, especially dropping down into the top of the view here. Okay, so this is Bruce Fontaine here in Groton, Connecticut. I am now currently on the side of Pequannock Road, Route 1 in Groton. That thing says 1053, and I have the camera iris a little open for nighttime, so these lights are probably bleached out by being too bright. But if you can see that camera, if you can see that screen right there at all, it says 1053. All right, let's cut off the video. I'm almost out of battery power here.